Hello, my name is Edgars. I live in Riga. I'm product manager of Aranet. In order to be efficient, you should be able to quantify things. You should be able to measure, because you can improve only what you can measure. Therefore, in the most activities of the humans, you will need sensors. And what we are doing in Aranet, we are making sensors wireless. Our sensors are wireless, they use radio protocol, and the benefits are that it's very easy to install such a wireless monitoring system. It's easy to modify it, and it's also easy to maintain it. What are the components of Aranet? Everything starts with the sensors. For instance, this is a temperature sensor. First, we have to understand what are the business parameters of each particular industry. Then we have to understand what are the important physical parameters they are interested to measure. And then we have to design the sensor. We do selecting of the sensing element itself. Then we have to do signal processing, all the encryption, and also the radio part, the radio transmitter. And it's also there inside, and it's designed by ourselves. Each sensor sends the measurement every minute, and the range is up to 3 kilometers, and it works from a single standard battery for up to 10 years. Then, when we have all these signals flying around us in a form of a radio wave, we have to collect them somehow. This is the heart of the Aranet monitoring system, in my opinion. It's the base station of Aranet, and it really shows the principle which is encoded in the name of Aranet, in my opinion. Net, or it is a net or web, and Araneo in Latin it means spider. So this is a kind of a spider web which organizes the data of interest of your business. All the data from up to 100 sensors are received and collected and stored here in this base station. And simultaneously, it's also web server, so you can connect to it via Wi-Fi or Ethernet and have a direct access to the data. Since all these components of Aranet are designed by ourselves and also manufactured by ourselves, we have a complete understanding of all the components. Therefore, we can provide a very high-quality technical support for our product. To summarize, I can say that Aranet is a reliable, easy to integrate, end-to-end wireless monitoring solution. And if you have Aranet, then even we cannot influence it in any way. It's a complete and standalone solution. Where is Aranet? So, as I mentioned before, sensors are necessary in virtually all industries and activities of the human. Currently, our main verticals, our main industries we are working in are horticulture, cold storage, and poultry and livestock industries. We have a big ongoing project with the largest egg manufacturer in the Northern Europe called Balticovo. Together with them, we managed to understand that there are 4 most important parameters which are directly related to the business parameters of egg industry. These 4 parameters are temperature, relative humidity, CO2 concentration, and ammonia concentration. Why? Like for us, for humans, the temperature and the relative humidity are the main parameters which are directly related to our physiology and mood and everything, our productivity. The same statement is correct for the egg-laying hens, and I guess also for the broilers in the poultry industry. CO2 concentration. Also, birds can withstand much higher CO2 or carbon dioxide levels, but still there are limits, and CO2 concentration is a very good indicator of the ventilation system of the barn. Ammonia is the most challenging part from the design point of view, because it's not only important to be able to measure ammonia concentration, but ammonia together with the relative humidity makes very chemically harsh conditions, very corrosive environment, which is a challenge from the design point of view, because you have to seal all the electronic components so that they are not influenced and they are not corroding during the measurement process. It is well known that even low ammonia levels, say 20 or 25 ppm, can be very disastrous for the for the business. Because ammonia influences the respiratory system of the hens, the quality of meat goes down, and also because of a high ammonia concentration, the productivity of eggs goes down, which means that you have to feed them much more to maintain the same productivity level, which of course is a drawback from the business point of view. In order to address these problems, we designed a small line of sensors which are suitable for the poultry industry. And I'll try to explain shortly what are the main benefits of those sensors. The simplest one is temperature sensor. It measures temperature, it sends the data via radio away. But the important feature is that the casing is very robust. It has an ingress protection class IP68. This is good in our opinion. Measurement of relative humidity is more challenging because typically relative humidity sensors, they are not resistant to chemical contamination, which is a priori present in the bird barns, and the main contaminant is ammonia, of course. Most of the sensors are drifting in time. So our sensor is specifically selected to address this problem, to be stable in the ammonia atmosphere. And you have a relative humidity sensor which can be used in ammonia atmosphere. The next one is CO2 sensor. The main feature is that it uses a non-dispersive infrared sensor in it, which basically it means it is a spectrometer with all the consequences and benefits. So it is very sensitive to the CO2, but not sensitive to other gases. Completely no cross-contamination effect, and it has wide range and also acceptable accuracy. And the last one is ammonia or NH3 sensor. It's electrochemical one, and the main feature that we put a lot of efforts into it in order to compensate for the temperature and the relative humidity effects. Using these Aranet sensors, we managed to do installation of almost 200 sensors in less than 2 days in the real egg industry barn. First results are very promising because we already managed to find the most effective, so to speak, spots, the most problematic spots of the barn, of the climate of hens, and our partner, they are already trying to optimize ventilation system in order to improve their parameters. We are continuing work on our poultry sensor line, and currently in the pipeline we have CO or carbon monoxide sensor and also hydrogen sulfide sensor, which also are important contamination gases in the bird industry.
Mums ir ļoti svarīgi rūpēties par vistu veselību un par vistu labturību un labotību, jo vistām ir ārkārtīgi svarīgs svaigais gaiss un skābekļa piekļuve. Mums ir svarīgi, ka arī mēs varam ne tikai mērīt kaut kādās konkrētās vietās, kur var pievilkt vadus vai internetu, bet sensors var izvietot visneērtākajās vietās, kur ikdienā iespējams varētu citus sensors nebūt tik viegli pievienot. Protams, ka mēs sagaidām rezultātus un pozitīvus rezultātus un arī finansiālus, jo mēs labāk izturamies pret putniem, jo nodrošinām viņiem labāku kvalitāti un vidi, jo viņas mums dod vairāk oliņas, jo dējība ir lielākais un visprecīzākais vistu labbūtības rādītājs. Tā kā uz to mēs arī ceram un sagaidām.
We are in the initial stage of our collaboration project with Balticovo. The results are promising, and we believe that we will manage to provide guidelines which will allow our partners to significantly improve the parameters which are important in their business.